Hello everyone, and welcome back to another nighttime edition of Hallowed Be Thy Game. Ren here, and again, you'll have to forget the sounds of nighttime and nature. However, hey, dad life, you gotta film when you can. Anyways, I'm very excited to share with you guys today my entire Atlus collection. Now, I have gone rummaging through everything that's been packed away, and 99% positive I've been able to bring everything up for you guys today, so I hope you enjoy. To start things off, I'm just going to show my figures and Funko Pops that I have as of recording this. I do have one kind of bigger figure that's going to be on the way, so I'll be sure to share that with you on my end of the year pickups video. So to start things off, I have been getting into Funko Pop a little bit, and by a little bit I mean only the Persona characters. So to start things off, you know, you have the canon romance, okay, maybe not canon, but in my heart it's canon, of Joker and Makoto. And then obviously you can't deny the tag team best friends of Ryuji and Anna, or Panther. Anyways, and then lastly, the last one I have is the everybody's favorite cat to help them go to bed, Morgana. Obviously, I'm missing Fox's Funko Pop. I don't know what you call them. I'm not that into them. But anyways, I love these. They're really cool, and I can see why people get into them. However, I'm happy I haven't delved into that rabbit hole yet, but I do hope to pick up Fox someday. Okay, now I showed these two figures in my last pickups video last Friday, but I want to go ahead and just give them a chance here just for posterity's sake. We do have the Black Frost Nendroid. I absolutely love the detail on this. I did mention before that I'm not the biggest into the Nendroids because sometimes, I don't know, I'm not the biggest fan of chibi art. However, it is growing on me a little bit, but the Black Frost is definitely captures everything about him. I love how he's holding Jack Frost. And speaking of Jack Frost, here is a plushie. I picked up a Jack Frost here recently. I love him so much. Oh my gosh, he cracks me up. So cute. So I haven't opened it yet just because I'm still traveling a lot and I can't really display it, but this is the GameStop exclusive Persona 5 Funko. I believe, now correct me if I'm wrong, it's either Joker in the prison outfit or it might be a unique take on the other Joker amiibo. Anyways, I'm going to be completely honest. I just absolutely love that box art. It is so sharp to me. I love it, and I can't wait to get my game room set up so I can show it off. And a lot of people here are either going to roll their eyes or cheer me on because they understand. Here is a knockoff Joker figure. I am 99% positive this is a knockoff. However, it is intact. It's really well made, and I'm going to be honest. It does, quote unquote, have the Jack Frost sticker on it. However, it was so dirt cheap. I'm talking like dirt cheap, that I couldn't resist. I don't even care if it is a knockoff. Because you know what? Sometimes when you get something for cheap, it makes your heart happy enough through your wallet that you don't feel so bad that it's a knockoff. However, I like the detail on it. It's really good. It's not as good as, like, obviously Good Smile figures, because I'm pretty sure this is a knockoff of that. But I love it, and yeah. So those are all my Atlus figures. So with that, let's go ahead and move over to some of the games I got. And also, I should probably mention that the Joker figure, I always, I don't ever actively encourage anyone to go through knockoffs or anything like that. However, for when that particular figure was made, I remember double checking, and it was all on eBay and resellers. So there you go. I'm not going to condone my actions in getting a knockoff figure or not, but it's either pay a reseller or get a knockoff sometimes. So yeah. I chose probably the greater of two evils, but that's in the eye of the beholder. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and move on to some of the actual console games I got here. And first off, we're going to start in kind of a different territory with the Wii. Oh my gosh, Shiren the Wanderer. This is a roguelike adventure. You know, you've kind of seen this formula before with like Chocobo Dungeon, and I think even Pokemon had one. However, this is my favorite. I really enjoy this game. Is it for everyone? Absolutely not. I've mostly played the Wii version. I believe that's Shiren the Wanderer, the Tower of Fortune, and the Dice of Fate. I recommend it. You can still get it cheap, especially the collector's edition. Last I checked, don't quote me on that. But anyways, I really enjoy it. A beautiful art and just kind of a nice yet tough dungeon crawler. And moving on to Xbox 360. Yes, that is correct. I have an Xbox 360. I have an Xbox 360 game. I do not any longer have a 360. However, Danik, you're too good to me. He gifted me Persona 4 Arena. Oh my gosh, I love the look of this game, and I'm still needing to get an Xbox 360 so I can play it. However, I'm really hoping they do a Persona 5 Arena. Maybe not everybody's as hyped for that, but I'd love to see it. I'm not into fighting games. However, with this one, it has a really cool story. Take it or leave it. I don't think it's that good of a story, but hey, you know what? It's more Persona 4 characters. You got some sweet, sweet animations for Persona 3 characters in there as well. So yeah, very much loving that. And also, Danik gifted me his boxed special edition, a Persona 3. And on top of that, yes, for some of you eagle-eyed viewers out there, the Junpei hat, which was a pre-order bonus for Persona 3 Portable on the PSP, obviously. But yeah, Persona 3, a magical yet gut-wrenching experience. Let me know down in the comments, without spoiling anything, if you've experienced the pain of the Persona 3 game. I absolutely love this game, Persona 3 Portable. I have yet to play the Persona 3 on PS2, and I really need to because I want to check out the answer. I've heard mixed opinions on it. I don't have high hopes for it. Usually the added on sections of games are not the greatest story-wise, with exception of Persona 5 Royal, which has an incredible added dungeon. Anyways, it's a beautiful collector's edition, a beautiful game, and Danik, you are too good to me. And the last thing he gave me, and I believe RPG Heals gave me the other copy of Persona 4. So I have two copies of these. I'm a very sentimental person. I love and cherish things that people give me, like Sega Blocks out there. God bless you. Love you, brother. But yeah, Persona 4, what can I say about Persona 4? Could be the greatest JRPG ever made. It is up for debate with other Persona games for me personally, but what an incredible experience. And moving on here, I just recently reviewed the Nocturne port to Switch, but we have SMT Nocturne. This is the one featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series. Brutal game in a lot of aspects, but it is the Rosetta Stone for the press turn battle system, which is the greatest combat system ever created for turn-based gaming, and I'll die on that hill. Now, two games I've been really wanting to play, but not emulate, just because the PCSX emulator on my laptop, it does not jive with OBS. But what we have here is Digital Devil Saga 1. This is the game I'm wanting to play most from the SMT series. The combat mechanics, everything looks spot on, top tier, polished. I love it. It's right up my alley. That is absolutely more of the glorious press turn battle system. And then obviously its sequel. Now, some people may not immediately recognize this. This is the Digital Devil Saga 2 case. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, if you know, but this was either the copy that employees had access to, or this was just a rare special edition. However, getting attacked by a June bug. Anyways, but yeah, this is the version of the game that was given to employees, or a special edition. Anyways, I love the box art. I'm very happy to have that. I got incredible deals on these because nobody really wants the Digital Devil Saga games. Now, something I am looking to pick up is the Devil Summoner Raiden Kusunawa games. But here, let's hop out of the SMT series for my last PS2 Atlus game, Magna Carta. Now, I have emulated a little bit of this and got a little ways. A little janky, but that's okay. I still had fun with it. It's a quality game. It has really cool characters, and I'm enjoying it so far, and I'd like to hop in and finish it again. Except I'm at a point in the channel now where I have so much fun creating content for YouTube that if I can't capture footage for a game, you know, it kind of factors into whether, but however, in certain cases, I just say, you know what, screw it, I'll make a slideshow and review it if I have to. But I am going to be making it a priority to eventually play and review all of the other SMT PS2 games and Magna Carta. All right, now with that, I do want to show off one last gift that Dana gave to me. I absolutely love this. It is the Shin Megami Tensei Persona 4 visual data, and it's a really cool, you got some really cool artwork in there. I love it, just absolutely fascinating work. Oh my gosh. Anyways, I'm very generous, and again, I cannot thank you enough, Danik. Love you like a brother. All right, let's go ahead and hop into the Switch. Now, again, I mentioned before, I did recently play and review Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne HD Remaster on the Switch. You know what? Despite some setbacks with kind of some cut corners with the port, definitive way to play this game. A lot of bandwagon hate going on out there, and I get it. You know, the sound quality of the audio is dodgy at best. However, the improvements in quality of life brought to this, and despite some performance issues, it's still going to be better than playing it on the PS2. So, highly recommend this game. I love it. Glorious experience, and absolutely one of my favorite turn-based games of all time. Okay, now, Persona 5 Strikers. This is still in the seal wrap. Long story short, Post Office destroyed my first copy, so I downloaded it digitally while I waited for the replacement, because I couldn't wait. I am so in love with Persona 5 Strikers. A lot of people say it's grindy, this and that. I disagree. I think the fights are well balanced to encourage you to delve into the deeper systems of the game. I think it has a very fair, balanced difficulty spectrum. However, you are heavily encouraged to pursue creating new personas, hitting weaknesses, buffs, debuffs, the whole shebang. And if you don't do that, I could definitely see where people would say it is a grindier game. But I love it, highly recommend it, and I hope for Persona 6 we get another Strikers. But hey, that may not be the case for everybody. Now, also we have here Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE Encore. That's right, yes, I have to say it every time. Just recently shared my thoughts on this, not in a full review, but a lot of hate for that game from the fan base, and I totally get it, because, you know, it was kind of a little bit of false advertising saying that you were going to have a dark and gritty SMT game mixed with the dire atmosphere of Fire Emblem. We get a J-pop waifu simulator. But, however, that said, it does have a quality iteration of the press turn battle system. It's really fun, and if you take Barry out of the equation and just kind of ignore him and his creepiness, I think it's a solid game. I recommend everybody give it a shot if you fall in love with the Persona games, but however, head into it with the knowledge that it's a J-pop waifu simulator. And hey, that might be a plus for some people out there. Now, this is a game that, spoiler alert, I will absolutely play and review in the coming months. But 13 Sentinels, Aegis Rim, please forgive me for pronunciation. However, this is a game that absolutely fascinates me. I hear it has a great combat system. It's made by Vanillaware, tag teaming it with Atlus. Can you get any better than that? I think not. I absolutely love the two of them together, and this will definitely be featured on the channel. I will be like a moth to flame to this, and to be honest, I'm kind of embarrassed I haven't played it yet. All right, now, no shock here, I own Persona 5 Royal. Okay. Could be my favorite game of all time. Okay, this is the game that put me on the trek to play Persona 3 through 5, hop over and play the entire SMT series, and also you see here I have the Phantom Thieves edition of it. It is still sealed, and again, I don't always keep things sealed unless I have double copies or something like that. However, the main reason I don't unseal certain collector's editions, again, not to harp on it, as I don't have anywhere to put them right now. So one day when I have my game room all set up, you will definitely see that. Now, one other non-game thing I want to share is I do have the entire Persona 5 manga. I love the art in this. I think it's well done. I think if you're somebody who likes the anime and you just want, I mean, if you like the game and you want more of the story, I think you can't go wrong with this. Currently, I have up to Volume 7. I'm pretty sure I'm up to date on that. I can't remember exactly when Volume 8 comes out. However, I'll definitely be picking up the rest of these because I love it. Alright, and I do need to mention, I do have the Persona 5 Royal vinyl. I'm very happy to have this in my collection. And I'll go ahead and show off some glamour shots of that. I just absolutely love the detail. Beautiful soundtrack. Just banger after banger song. And my favorite soundtrack in all of gaming. Let me know down in the comments what your favorite soundtrack is in gaming. Alright, so with that, that is my entire PS4 and Switch Atlus stuff. So let me go on and we're going to start switching over to handhelds. And also, I forgot to mention, I do have another copy of Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE on the Wii U. You should be seeing glamour shots of that right now. I'm really excited to just pop it in and check it out a little bit. I have played and completed the Switch version. However, I was really happy to get this. And thanks again, Viviana, for cutting me a deal on this. Alright, let's go ahead and hop over to the Nintendo DS. Here I have Legacy of Ys Books 1 and 2. Now, I know Atlus published this, but pretty much if it had an Atlus logo on it, I went ahead and brought it up for you guys. Very old school, not the best port of this. I think the fans don't really prefer the Nintendo DS port. However, I enjoyed it. It was the only way I was going to experience it. However, it is an old school form bumper system where essentially you just take Adel and run into enemies, and that's how you kill them. So pretty far out. However, here we have Super Robot Tyson, OG Saga, Endless Frontier. My God, do I love this game. Another instance of Atlus publishing a Monolith Soft game. If you have not experienced the Super Robot Tyson games, especially Endless Frontier and also Project X Zone 1 and 2, absolutely a blast to play. Fun combat system, fan service all over the place. However, a solid game, and I absolutely love it. And it's definitely one of my favorite DS games, no joke. Okay, let's go ahead and hop over to the 3DS. I'm going to go ahead and share with you guys my SMT collection here. Let's go ahead and start here. Okay, so these are the only Mega 10 games on the 3DS I have yet to play, but Persona Q Shadow Labyrinth and Persona Q2. And that is New Cinema Labyrinth. So these are games that I am not opposed to playing. I'm definitely looking forward to diving into them, but my primary goal was to make sure I played and completed every SMT game on the 3DS, and at this point I'm almost done with Soul Hackers, and so let's go ahead and hop over to that. Now, since we just mentioned it, Soul Hackers Shin Megami Tensei. Now, one of these days, I want to do a ranking of my favorite games, my favorite SMT games on the 3DS. But I'm kind of leery anymore to do ranking videos because people inevitably, you know, kind of get their feelings hurt sometimes. And I don't ever mean that. Usually, if I'm doing a ranking video on a series, it's because I absolutely love it. And Soul Hackers is definitely my favorite old school SMT game. Now, again, if you're new to the channel, I am Cuckoo Bananas for the press turn battle system and weakness exploitation, having kind of interplay with your moves against the enemy and such. And Soul Hackers does not have that. It is definitely an older style play, but this is infinitely better than any Persona or SMT game that took place before Persona 3. I love Soul Hackers. I think it's a great game. I'm having a blast with it. And let's see. Speaking of SMT, let's go ahead and hop over to Shin Megami Tensei Strange Journey Redux. Fun fact, I think, without a shadow of a doubt, the hardest boss I have ever fought in a turn-based action game is Shekinah Glory from the Redux story route of Strange Journey. Total troll boss, vicious. This game has brutally trolly dungeons. That aside, this is, without a doubt, my favorite story setting for any SMT game. And definitely probably top 10 favorite story settings for gaming, period. It's definitely a mix-up between H.P. Lovecraft's At the Mountains of Madness, like kind of John Carpenter's The Thing, mixed with, yeah, actually just those two. But I think it's an incredible game. Fun combat system. It is essentially an iteration of the press turn battle system that, like, you see kind of copied and mimicked a little bit in Tokyo Mirage Sessions, to where when you hit a weakness, as long as your demons are of the same alignment as the main protagonist, they will chime in for extra hits. It's a lot of fun. Not an easy game. However, it is a very rewarding game. However, if you're hopping into this, a lot of people kind of diss the updated visuals to this. Again, I'm late to the series. I think it's a great game. Even though Cosmic Hanako's original character portraits are better, I mean, you get Japanese voice acting, English subtitles in this, improved visuals. I think it's an incredible game. Definitely check it out. All right, let's go ahead and hop over to two games I just recently played, completed, and reviewed for the channel, and that would be Shin Megami Tensei Devil Survivor Overclocked. Another game that has an incredible story setting, a phenomenal SRPG. I was just recently with Backlog Odyssey on his Retro Game Talk, and we just kind of gushed about this. I'll definitely try to put a link to that in the description if you are interested in checking that out. But Devil Survivor Overclocked is my favorite SRPG series. As much as I love Fire Emblem Three Houses and Awakening and all the others, I'm kind of new to the genre, so there's a lot I need to check out. However, Devil Survivor Overclocked is amazing. Definitely another hard final boss. It has some decent difficulty spikes with Belder, but then I think it's pretty tame up until the final boss, which you got to bring your A game to. And then also I have Shin Megami Tensei Devil Survivor 2 Record Breaker. I do not have the DS versions of these. I'm looking to get them just to have them in the collection, but the prices are getting nuts. I don't know if I'll ever do that. However, I personally like Devil Survivor 2 Record Breaker a little more than the first one. Again, because for me, combat and gameplay will always take precedence. And Devil Survivor 2 definitely has a lot better quality of life additions to the game. Very fun map mechanics and designs. Excellent game. Cannot recommend it enough. If you can only pick up one of the two, neither of them are directly linked to any others aside from a few head nods. But phenomenal game. Highly recommend you check one of them out, if not both of them, if at all possible. And you still can get those digitally on the 3DS store. I know if you're like me, you really want that physical edition. However, you know, scalpers are getting to a point where, honestly, in some situations, if I don't own it already, I don't know if I will. As with, like, the SMT games on the PSP. I would love to own them. I think they're great. I would love to jump in and play them physically. However, like Persona 3 Portable, I own it digitally, and I doubt I'll ever own it physically. Okay, so let's go ahead and shift gears a little bit and talk about the mainline SMT games on the 3DS. Shin Megami Tensei 4 could very well be my favorite game on the 3DS. Definitely top 10 favorite games of all time. Man, I need to do a top 10 favorite of all time and just kind of settle it for myself. But SMT4 has, without a doubt, one of my favorite story settings. The twist in the game is mind-blowing. It does have some decent difficulty spikes. But I would say about SMT4, it starts out very high difficulty, and then kind of ramps down and then picks up a little bit again at the end. But I never really felt after I beat Minotaur that the game was ever as brutal. It certainly is hard, but I'm not talking about the DLC content, just the main game content. And next, let's talk about Shin Megami Tensei 4 Apocalypse. This is probably the most hated SMT game out of all the fandom, just because it does delve into being closer in tone to a dark Persona game. But if you ask me, it's probably not even as dark as Persona 3. However, I love this game. I'm not going to lie and say it's my favorite or the best. However, it is the best playing SMT game. I love Dagda. I'm kind of hoping he's maybe like a secret or a DLC boss for SMT 5. It'd be really cool to see. But I really, really like SMT 4 Apocalypse. It was actually the first game I played and just absolutely kicked my butt. I would come back to after beating the Persona games and beating SMT 4, and I still loved it. I think it's a great game. I think if you have the ability to play it, definitely do so. It's great. Let me know down in the comments what you think of those games. All right, now, I mentioned before SMT 4 could be my favorite 3DS game. Well, it is competing with a definite placeholder in my top 10 favorite games of all time, and that is Radiant Historia. I want so badly to be able to capture footage easy for 3DS so I can share all my feelings on this game. This is one of the very few sprite-based games to draw a tear from my eye. Another being Final Fantasy VI. I think actually Chrono Trigger did too. Oh no, I'm a crybaby. Whatever. And I also have Radiant Historia Perfect Chronology on in a special edition. It is sealed again because I had to own this twice. I bought it originally, played it, fell head over heels with it. I wanted a collector's edition. Gosh, I guess that was back in 2017 or 2018. I can't remember exactly. It wasn't too long after it came out. But anyways, those are all my 3DS games. Let me know down in the comments what your favorite Atlus game is on the 3DS. All right, what better way to round out my Atlus collection than jumping into the PS Vita games I have? All right, let's go ahead and start off here with one of, I think, the most overlooked and underrated games on the Vita. And again, I think the PS Vita is the JRPG mecca. If you are a hardcore fan of JRPGs, try to pick up a Vita because it is where it's at. And Lost Dimension is a big reason for that. I think this is an excellent, very unique game. If you're kind of a little burned out on kind of the typical formats for turn-based gaming, definitely check out Lost Dimension. It reminds me a little bit of like the combat system you would see in Trails of Cold Steel. However, it is unique. I loved it. And then also, I love Vanillaware. And it doesn't get much better than Dragon's Crown, Muramasa Rebirth, and also Odin Sphere. Oh my gosh, I love these games so much. I've already talked about and reviewed Muramasa Rebirth on the channel. I need to jump into Dragon's Crown and do another video for Odin Sphere. Gorgeous games. The art style from Vanillaware mixed with their crisp, very well-designed, very well-tuned combat systems are incredible. Unique games. And Dragon's Crown, I think, would be the perfect game to come to Switch just with improved online play. It would take off like crazy because Dragon's Crown is a excellent game. Now let's jump back over into the usual suspects we have here. Again, I mentioned this before, could very well be the greatest JRPG ever made, Persona 4 Golden. Oh my gosh, still the definitive way to play the game. Just because I love handheld, but hey, Steam Deck's coming out soon, or coming out eventually, and would be really nice if I could be showing off my Persona 4 Golden Switch port. I'm not bitter. Alright, so I also want to show off Persona 3 Dancing in the Moonlight. Is that what that is? Dancing Moonlight. Okay, yeah. So anyways, I am not the biggest rhythm game. However, I do enjoy these games. I think they're good enough for what it is. However, Persona 4 Dancing is the best one, and which brings me to my most prized item in my whole collection, and that is the Persona 4 Dancing Special Edition Vita. This thing's gorgeous. It was kind of a bear to get this one imported from Japan. There's a lot of fake accounts out there pretending to be Japanese sellers. I don't know. I won't bore you with any of that. However, I was so happy when this came. It's in great condition. Comes with the soundtrack, beautiful special edition Vita. I love the back of it, just that unique design to it. I love it. I just absolutely cannot wait to get my game room set up, because this will definitely be the showpiece for my Persona section. So anyways, thank you all so much for what I'm assuming is going to be a pretty hefty long video again. I hope you like these formats for this. I hope the sounds of nature were enjoyable and not too distracting. However, again, thank you for your patience. I have to film when I can. But like this video if you liked it. Subscribe and hit that notification bell for more Persona and Atlus, SMT, Mega 10, whatever you call it, content. And let me know down in the comments what your favorite Atlus item is you have in your collection. And until then, I'll see you all next time.